Shalom, shalom, peace and blessings to you. Thank you for your attendance and your time. This is my Babylon review slash secrets of the Jubilee. Okay, I've been contemplating this for a while, trying to figure out why did we have a global shutdown. Okay, being that we did have a global shutdown, that was in 2020, right? And I'm reminded of the cycles of seven or the Sabbath years. And doing some of the calculations, going back, looking at the calculations from 2008, the Great Financial Crisis, 2015, and then here now to 2020. If we do the math, right, from 1971 to 2020, that's 50 years, 49, 50 years, okay? I bring this up because during that time, 1970, in the 1970s, we was taking off the gold standard and put into fiat currency, right? So from here to there, 50 years, that was a cycle of 7 sevens. That means that 2020 was a Jubilee year. Okay, we had the shutdowns. Now during the Jubilee year, you're supposed to uh, proclaim liberty unto all the inhabitants. Okay, you're supposed to eat the increase out of the field, and this is supposed to last for 3 years. The increase is supposed to last for 3 years. So I'm thinking, okay, 2020, all of that product that was made in that time has been sitting in these warehouses for this time, from 2020 till now, 2022. But we still halfway through the year. So by, well, we in August right now, so we got a few more months before the year is over. So by 2023 in March, that will end the Jubilee. That will end the 50-year Jubilee. So I'm expecting that we will see some famines during that time. Maybe towards the end of 2023, because the increase, right? The increase will no longer be available. And this is, we talking about food now. And the conditions are ripe for us to have a global famine, part and parcel. Now, there's going to be buying and selling all the way up until His Majesty come. There's going to be buying and selling. It's not going to be a breakdown like past breakdowns where they didn't have enough food to go around. We have a variety of different foods in the land, and it's travel different around. It may not be everything that we want, but we have a variety. But wheat products and barley products are going to be rationed, which tells me that there will be a collapse in its availability. Okay, and that may bring down the other processed foods that's around. But if you got seed, soil, and water, you are able to grow something. Okay. It also says no reaping or gathering of wild plants. They're supposed to be separate and holy. So no foraging, no going out and foraging. We've seen that with the shutdown. There's a land redemption. In Grant, you see places are trying to regain their land back. China and Taiwan, Russia and Ukraine, down in Africa, with Eritrea, Sri Lanka, what they had and their financial issues that they had. Decrease in income according to contract, or an increase in income depending on how long you've been with a company. Now here in the Jubilee, it's master, master and servant. So you have to look at that as employee today is what we call it. Every man is supposed to return unto his family. Let's see. The priests get their land back. You relieve your brother of his debts. and the stranger and the sojourner. Your bond servants are not supposed to be worked rigorously on the world stage. I see China's factories have slowed down. Asian factories have slowed down. They're not working in rigorous. They're not working rigorously in their steps or in their on their manufacturing. Um, the rebalancing of employer employee, meaning strangers can become a possession. In different parts of the world, they use immigrants as a possession, as a bond to manufacture, service. They utilize them in the economy as pretty much servants. Okay. Um, what else? I'm looking for one more thing. No usury, no interest or increase on the poor. Um, and no interest on victuals. We've seen what happened in the bond market where bonds went, the price of usury went negative. Okay, on the world stage, other places on the world stage it went negative, but now it's coming back up, or at least they trying to bring it back up. But we still in the Jubilee, and if I'm not mistaken, October, either October this year or October next year, will be the official end of the Jubilee. But since I'm thinking that the Jubilee is 2020 to 2023, because there's a 3 year process, different things in 3 years process. Some of it is 1 year, some of it is 2 years, some of it is 3 years, depending on where you're at in the Jubilee. I can't go into all of it. Each one of the duties that's supposed to happen, but that is the time frame of those things. And I'm thinking that October has to be the end of this financial monetary system. Okay? And we will see. All right? Just some spiritual advice for you. Don't be throwing your money at this digital currency. Don't be throwing your money at these digital products like digital land, and digital, um, digital Gucci watches and bags and stuff that's in the metaverse. Don't be throwing your energy, your wise energy, at these things. And this is just me giving you spiritual advice. Those things will not suffice you in the years to come, especially if you're here. They will not suffice you. You need food, clothing, and shelter. The basic things, the basic remnants, to get you through this time. So if you're able to buy you a little piece of land and be able to put you a nice little 2 bedroom, 2 bath home, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, a nice little shack, shanty home for you on your land, on your acre or two land, and dig your well. If you're able to do that, that's the best thing you can do right now, to be self-sufficient if you can. Okay, because this new system that that's gonna implement is digital, and yes, it will require you to upload your biometrics and your digital footprint. Okay. Now, how fast they're gonna do it? It all depends, because if they rationing bread, and this is why it's gonna be partly weak and partly strong, and then I'll be done. If they're rationing bread, and the only way that you can buy victuals and buy things is by getting the chip in your hand, that would be the catalyst. Remember what they did with the Jibby Jab? They offered you free burgers. They offered you donuts. They offered you gift cards. They offered you, anything that had to do with sustaining yourself day to day. They offered it to you. And this goes back to what the temptation was of the Messiah. Maybe I'll go back and redo another video so you can see the temptations of the Messiah. What did Satan offer the Messiah? Okay. It was three things that he offered him when he took him to the high mountains of the kingdom. It was 3 things that he offered him, and those are the things I think that people will try to save their lives, right? In this coming transition, all right. And we'll talk more. We'll talk more on this coming transition and how you can have your eyesight and have your spiritual eyes open so that you don't make the wrong decision and sell your soul for red pottage. Shalom.